holding tight, can you see it? Streaming the truth live from where they decree it. Sylvia speaks, no filter, no buffer. Courtroom drama couldn't get any tougher.
When the gavel's first bang, to the witness turns tears. Sylvia's lens captures all your hopes and fears. Uploading justice one trial at a time. Tuning every moment, edges sublime.
Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Faces tell stories, the courtroom can't hide. Sylvia's insights cut through the divide. From jury talks to the lawyer's secret. In Sylvia's world, you know you'll need it. Behind the scenes where whispers are loud, her lens reveals the truth in the crowd. Courtroom secrets laid bare to see. Stay curious with Sylvia Spree. Every objection, every sharp retort, Sylvia's there to give you the report. Exclusive footage no one else can snag. From catchy headlines straight to the tag. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show.
Faces tell.
Hey everybody, welcome to Infamous Sylvia channel. I'm gonna give you guys a few minutes because I don't want to start and then folks come in here and start asking these questions, what happened? And y'all know me, I don't like doing that repeat stuff. So I'm gonna give them a few minutes to get in here and just hold off from any questions right now. Let me just play my intermission till they get here. It's about 4 minutes and then I'll be back.
Sylvia in that courtroom grind. All day long she's making time. Notes in hand, she's got the plan. Comes home late, shines like a star. Yeah, she's here to break it down. Justice found without a frown. In our chat with hearts so true, Sylvia's magic comes right through. Feel it, baby, feel the light. Soulful notes on the inside. Sylvia's truth makes us sway. All night long we groove and play. She's the queen with a golden touch. In her words we trust so much. Courtroom battles fade away. She brings the light in the day. Slide it slyly, can't deny. Sylvia knows just how to fly. All I want, she melts away. Bringing soul to every day. Feel it, baby, feel the glide. So
Okay. I was trying to give them more time, but I think 2 minutes is enough, right? Don't you think 2 minutes is enough time for folks to get up in here? Guys, I hope you're hitting the like button when you come in. All right. I'm going to give you updates as well as Young Thug's brother. I have some updates on that as well. I have updates on that. And I have update on Luchi. YFN Luchi. I have an update on him. But we're going to, most of you guys are here for the Yak situation, what happened today. I'm going to play some of the hearing, and I'm going to explain to you guys some of the stuff that happened behind the scene. And I know y'all was wondering, who is this camera guy? It was not Maurice, y'all. I'm just going to tell you, it was not Maurice. Maurice did come, and he attached the live view equipment to for Law and Crime, but it was Channel 11's person that was there today. You said you are mad. Why am I mad? Melissa says I'm mad. Something's up. No, I got kind of a headache. I'm not mad. I have a headache. My sinuses. It was like outside. It's so freaking cold out there. It's real cold. And so my head has been like you know how to have the sinus headache and it hits right here. That's what's wrong. That's what's going on with me. My face headache. But as far as anything else, nothing else wrong with me. I promise you. Promise you. Oh, Melissa, I did hear a lot of stuff. And we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to give you the 411 of what happened. Okay, I'm going to give you bird's eye view of what happened. Well, you guys know today that there was a hearing. Originally, the hearing was supposed to be for the revocation, the probation revocation. That was supposed to be part of the hearing today, as well as the case that McBurney had, right? And also arraignment for the phone, the cell phone, and the earbud contraband that was found in the possession of Mr. Kendrick, right? But let me just tell you what I personally heard, I witnessed in the courtroom today. Okay, this is personally okay. You guys remember yesterday, Thugger Daily put out a document, which I went and pulled it from the courthouse today. Hold on, let me just bring that document up for you. Remember this document? Remember this document right here that Thugger Daily put out? And it was regarding the bond for the contraband that was found in the supposedly, allegedly in Mr. Kendrick's possession, right? Well, his previous attorney, which you guys know, Kayla Bumpus, was working behind making these things to happen. You know, she contacted the Judge Brandy Brooks. If you guys could remember in the hearing, it was set for January 6th originally. Remember, January 6th was a date that Judge Brandy Brooks was going to handle this, and then she canceled it on her calendar. Do you remember that? Well, that's because the bond hearing was already completed. It was already done. So she already did it. If you see the signature down there, Judge Brandy Brooks had already signed off on the bond of those unauthorized possession of contraband, you know. So the bond was for $4,000, which equates to about $400 if you do the 10%, right? So that was supposedly taken care of already, right? That was done. Now, this is what I personally heard from the prosecutor who was sitting in front of me, because I sat behind Max Shard, and I sat behind Suri. Suri's him a ponytail with the long hair? Well, he cut his hair now. It's real short. I sat behind them, and then in front of them was the prosecution team. They were sitting in front, and it was an Indian-looking guy. Please forgive me because I don't know the man's name. I'm just going to give you a description of who he is, right? He was sitting in front of me, and I think it was Shard asked him about basically what were they going to do for it, right? And I heard, this is me listening, I heard the district attorney guy said that he didn't get notice of Mr. Harvey being brought on until last night. He did not know anything about it. He's been talking to Kayla Bumpus, and they had already come down with certain, I guess, decision. I don't know if it was agreement, but some decision was already made with Kayla Bumpus, and he didn't know what was going on. Why he's just getting notification that Harvey was the attorney on board. So he didn't know. A couple of people didn't know what was going on. So Harvey was not there yet at the time when they was having this conversation, and from what I'm understanding, everything was talked about, worked out prior to Harvey coming in. This is what, and I think things got thrown off. No. Okay. Are you guys listening to what I said? I see Get Back With Me is saying something. Get back with me. You're not listening to what I'm saying. You're not listening. Exactly, CBBJ. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened, CBBJ. So when Harvey came, Harvey didn't even know what they were going to do. Okay, because if you guys could hear the hot mic when he came in, he didn't even want the cameras on. He didn't want the cameras on. And when he came in, they had to get him from another court because he was in another court doing something else, right? He was doing another case, another court. And because everybody was wondering, even the judge had asked, where is Mr. Harvey? Because he didn't see him. And so when he got in there, then he had a conflict. He had a conflict with the day. So that's why you're not going to hear anything for the bond revocation on February 3rd, because on February 3rd, he has a case that he's working on that starts, I think that right after Martin Luther King's birthday. He has a case that he's working on, and that case is going to go beyond February 3rd. So that's my understanding that he and the thing is, because he just got on, he has to, catch up on what's going on, because whatever agreement that was done, that becomes obsolete now, because that was another attorney. You get what I'm saying? That's another attorney, okay? The prosecution team, that's why, remember I told you guys that The prosecution team and Harvey was in the hallway. They was talking then because I think he's trying to get abreast of what's happening. It was confusion, y'all. I'm gonna tell you, it was so much confusion. Yeah, Yak is still in jail. It was so much confusion that I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It was kind of, yes, he's still in jail. It was a lot. Why did the change? I can't answer about the why it changed. Sounds like he's trying to clean up Kayla's mess. No, this according to the prosecution guy, there had been something already worked out. The only thing they did not talk about was the other case which McBurney had. McBurney has the case where, and you guys, I explained to you guys yesterday what's going on with that case. That case is the case that with the assault. Remember that case? Just go back to what I talked about in that case. In fact, it was supposed to be the provocation and the case that the arraignment for the cell phones. Remember, the bond's already been worked out. The bond and the revocation was supposed to be there because that's what the judge was told as well. That's why he was trying to explain to them. It was confusion. It was confusion, y'all. It was confusion. It was confusion. It's like whatever was supposed to be going to happen, it became obsolete. And because Harvey, what was when we talked to him in the hallway, he said that basically the date, the February 26th date, that's not really going to be actual date. That's a date to get motions filed. Y'all hear me? He told us that in the hallway that the stuff, the date, the February 26th date, it's a date for motions because he said he has a lot of motions that he has to file, and that's the date for motions to be filed. You get what you hearing what I'm saying? Y'all, whoever's coming in late, y'all not understanding what I'm saying. According to the prosecutor, there was some agreement that was already done. Are y'all listening? According to the prosecutor, I just wish people would stop coming in and getting the tail end of what is being said. Okay, because Harvey just got in, he was not prepared for the hearing that happened today. Okay, the hearing that happened today, because when he walked in, first of all, he walked in late. Remember, I was tweeting and telling you guys, he walked in late, and when he got there, people was confused of what's supposed to be being done. Thank you, Jessalisa. Yes, Kayla will explain that part of it. Thank you for that, because I don't know what happened as far as attorneys and stuff like that. All I know is what happened in court today. In court today, I heard the prosecution telling the other prosecution person that was there that there was something that was already worked out. Okay, Mr. Harvey was not there at the time when they were having a conversation. And Mr. Harvey came in and, he was concerned about the cameras being on. He didn't want cameras there. And then it's kind of crazy. And one of the questions that one of the attorneys says, well, is Kayla coming in? And another attorney says, no, she's not, because she's been replaced. And because she's being replaced, she's still in Houston. So someone replaced her. That's what was said. What did I overheard with Chard? Oh, Chard said she's doing her wifely duties. That's what Chard said. That's what Chard said. She was doing his wifely duties, and then the other guy was like, "Wifely duties? Oh, I don't want to hear all about that." That was the thing Chard said. Brooklyn is funny, but that's what Chard said. She said she was doing her wifely duties. What about the conflict thing? What conflict thing, late night one? What conflict thing? Kayla wanted Thugger Daily to report that since there's issue with the family. Bo, I don't know anything about issues with the family. I don't know anything about that. I'm giving you information on what was happening inside the courtroom. What was happening inside the courtroom? They were saying something between attorneys. Something between attorneys. I know Harvey was doing a lot of joking today. Because he even said something about that Chard was his witness. That was a joke. And then he also said the guy that had hair, but now he doesn't have hair anymore. His strength is gone. That was a joke. And then he also says that he didn't want to sit behind these effing prosecutors. He was cussing, and he was saying some stuff like that. And Kayla says she's not mad at Yak. That's like her brother. You guys, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm reading your messages, but I'm not too sure what you guys are talking about. I really don't. I really got that. That's what happened. The family heard that it was a deal and they wanted someone else. A deal? What kind of deal? What kind of deal? What kind of deal did they have? The only thing I saw in here from the thing was the bond. No, Hilton and Love are not there. Hilton and Love are not there. And Judge Whitaker was not there because Judge Whitaker had death in her family. Judge Whitaker had death in her family. And so the other judge, Judge Newkirk, he's a retired judge that comes in to help once in a while. It's like DK Best Interests that have today new representation. They are located in Georgia. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with Kayla. Jesselyn, why do you think we care what it has to say? Rossi says, I say let's just wait to hear what Kayla has to say. Then maybe what happened there in court will make sense. Yeah, because I can't make sense out of it. All I can do is just tell you what's not true. What's not true? What's not true? I'm reading these messages, so I don't know what you guys are talking about. Miss Sylvia, was Miss Tasha there? Yes, she was there. If so, was she in was her spirit? Well, she was. I think she already talked to Bruce already. She had already said that she had talked to him, and because I even asked her, was he coming? She told me she's the one who told me he was coming. And so when he got there, a few minutes later is when he started talking to the judge, because him and the judge have known each other for over 40 years, they said. So he's very familiar with the judge. But the judge is not here to do this. It's Judge Whitaker is still the judge, okay? He just took over today just to handle this. He thought he was going to handle, I guess, the revocation, the original date for the revocation, which was with Judge Lethbridge. Remember Judge Lethbridge was the one that had the revocation? he was supposed that both were supposed to be there, but to the understanding, I don't think Harvey knew all of that was supposed to be there together at the same time. So I don't know. I don't know. I was confused. I didn't know what was what was going on, and neither did them. And they're part of the case. I'm not part of the case, so I was a little confused. It is a lot, Dingy. It is a lot. It's so discombobulated, y'all. Oh, they trying to disrespect me, y'all. We ain't having that. No disrespect on me. We're not having that. Is there anything moving with Sledge Bond? I checked Brooklyn. I checked to see if they have any kind of parole hearing or anything like that. No, nothing happened. If Kayla pulled up a Harvey today, the internet would have been on her heels. That's true story. That's what. Hey, Tammy. Fulton County is a home of confusion. Yes, Stingy, absolutely. All right. Is it mute for 5 years? Is it mute for 5 years? 5 years. He does have the right to change counsel, but that comes with change in what deals have been made. Yeah, whatever deal, the prosecutor does not have to agree with it once a new attorney is in there, because it was the other attorney, so they don't have to agree. They don't have to continue with it. So I don't know. Yeah, they would sound like a lot of miscommunication. It will all work out. Absolutely. I believe it's going to work out. He might get a better deal. He might. Because according to Bruce, he wants everything to be housed in one thing and not, like one case here, one case there. So everything's going to be like the young lady said, universal. That's one of the things he said that when he was talking to us. Shard is looking out for DK. Everyone just trust the process. DK. Oh, DeMonte Kendrick. Thank you for that. I'm trying to figure out who DK is. We all know the family was coming up with money to find a different counsel. Yeah, I remember that. Who's a prosecutor today? It's a guy named, he's an Indian guy. I can't remember his name. Oh my God. It starts with a G. I can't remember his name. It's an Indian guy who's, Harvey had a lot of commotion going on. I'm sure. I hope he get it together before they have to go back in front of the judge. But the judge knows him. But I forgot. Whitaker is the judge going to be back. They had some kind of and this judge knows Harvey. Whitaker doesn't. You remember they clashed a couple of times when Whitaker was there? He would at least get bond today with Kayla. Yeah, he had bond. It was a $4,000 bond. The bond was already done. If you guys, I just showed you guys, the bond was already done by Judge Brandy Brooks. She did it already for those contrabands. As far as the one that McBurney has, that case, that is the case with the young man we talked about. Remember that young man we talked about with the bruises in his back? That one is the one that they haven't set a bond for, and they were supposed to be having a conversation about that one, but nothing happened today. Should at least had bond today. Nope, they didn't do a bond because he wasn't prepared to do it. He just got the case. He wasn't prepared to do it. But she was hoping it'd be in front of Whitaker because at least she did look out for MT instead of giving him 30, he gave him 5. This Judge Newkirk, he is the bomb. Judge Newkirk is the judge that you would want on your case. Judge Newkirk, I hear nothing but good things about him. You would want him on your case, definitely. He's a very, very fair judge. Very. No, she has nothing to do with outcome today. Family changing counsel. Last minute screwed everything. I wouldn't say it screwed everything up. I would say it made things change a little bit. I think if the two counsel were in sync with communication, maybe things would have been worked out, because Harvey had not actually talked to the prosecution team. He just talked to them today. He didn't talk to them yet, because remember I told you in the conversation that I heard with the prosecution, he said he just saw last night, that Bruce Harvey and Nicole Westmoreland was added on to he got when somebody file an appearance, it pops up on their email, and that's how he found out, because he was still expecting Kayla. And then that's when someone mentioned that Kayla was replaced. And since she was replaced, there was no need for her to be there, because he was still expecting Kayla. So, okay, let me go back up and read some of you said. Extended time, this just seemed very easy. He's very easygoing. He's a good judge. So if Harvey doing it free, I hope he's doing it free. Who said he's doing it free? Y'all said Harvey's doing it free? Y'all, I don't know nothing about the money part, y'all. I don't know nothing about the money part. Yes, we all got the wrong impression for Kayla, but in reality, she runs a big law firm and is actually a good lawyer. Well, from what the guy that was on talking, she has been doing the work with getting certain things done, because she got Judge Leverage, whatever her name is, Judge, the one that did the revocation. She got her to say yes for Judge Newkirk to do the revocation hearing, but Harvey didn't know anything about it, because I don't know how he didn't know about it. I don't know. But this is according to what the guy was having a conversation that I was listening to. He was talking about the case. That's when he mentioned about he had just seen Harvey's name on it last night. So he had not talked to Harvey. The first time of him talking to Harvey about this case was when they got up and went into the hallway, and he was having a conversation with him then. That's when. But prior to that, he was talking to Kayla, and they got the bond done for the other cases, and there were some other things that they were working out. He didn't mention exactly what the outcome of it was, but he was under the impression that Kayla was supposed to have been working until he saw it. Okay, then that was it. That's what I can tell you guys about that. Alley Cat, but it's facts and honest. I said, leave my comment alone. I had to get it off my chest. What'd you do, Alley Cat? What did you put in here? I didn't see your comment. What did Alley Cat put in here? What did Alley Cat put in here? What did Alley Cat? Y'all can say Harvey is a great lawyer without bashing Kayla, and what she was done help Yak. Okay. Yeah, we got to stop that bashing of attorneys now. Everybody has a different style of what they do. So I'm not here to bash any attorney. I'm just here to tell you what I saw in the courtroom and what the prosecutor was saying, and that's what I'm here to tell you. I don't want to bash nobody. I'm not talking negative about anybody. It's just there was confusion. Is just confused. She said, I'm so confused. Me too about this. Not trying to argue with anyone. It's just my opinion. I'm not a Kayla fan. She just doesn't pass the smell test with me. I'm praying for DK and his mom. But all these changes. Let's see, y'all all need to be reminded that Kayla said that she was doing this for nothing. If you wouldn't say it in church, don't say it here. I like that one, CMT. Definitely no bashing Kayla. She did good. She did get the bond after being surprised with the last minute crap prosecution did. So now it's time to bring the big in. Okay, big guns. Okay, Harvey will get her done. Okay, it's sad how many always have something ugly to say about another. It's sad. It's really sad. We appreciate you, Miss Sylvia. Oh, Alley Cat, thank you. Kayla is doing a great job. She got his bond. Yeah, she did. I don't see anyone bashing Kayla anymore in the chat. Those comments were deleted. Okay. Well, see what happened is I still see stuff because I'm on StreamYard, and StreamYard don't delete it right away. All Kayla did was truly appreciating. God sees everything. Kayla did all she can do. That warrant was not her fault. It happens all the time. Kayla was working the bond and it is completed. Yeah. This case has nothing to do with her. All right. Let's see. Yeah. We just got see the sad thing is Harvey replaces Muhammad Luwemba, not Kayla. You keep bringing Kayla up. Who keep bringing Kayla up? I'm not bringing Kayla. I'm telling you what happened with the in court. When we can all read the entry of appearance document, Kayla had nothing to do with this case. Well, I'm telling you what the prosecution had, and Kayla name, because let me show y'all something. Hold on. You said Kayla has nothing to do with this case, but Kayla name is on the bond entry for this part of this case. Hold on, let me show you. She did do an entry, just because the entries does show, because she did do an entry for this case. They asked her, don't you remember the hearing? They asked her, was she representing him for the other case? And she said yes. She said yes. And just because they didn't update the stuff does not mean that she was not the attorney. That does not mean she was not the attorney. They're just not updating the stuff like they're supposed to in the system. She is the one that got the bond with Judge Brandy. Do you remember that? She is the one who got the bond. You're not listening. As of December, Kayla was the person on this that's working all these cases. Don't you remember? Did you watch? True story. Did you watch the hearing? She was the one in there representing him, and they specifically asked her, are you going to handle the other cases? And she said yes. She said yes. It's on the daily document. I understand, but do you know there's a lot of things that's in the courtroom that's not on the document, that's not updated? Did you know that? And didn't you see Kayla's signature on that bond hearing that Thugger Daily posted? Kayla's signature was on there. Did you see that? So what about that? And that has to do with the case that's going on right now. And you putting all these exclamation marks and all that. The document was filled yesterday. Harvey did not replace Kayla. Oh. Okay, true story. Gotcha. Okay. Do I know why Harvey doesn't want the cameras in the court? No, I don't want. And if you notice, he still didn't mention Kendrick's case. Remember, he never even said anything. If you notice, he didn't even say anything. He didn't say anything about. He just said a case that I have. He kept saying a case. Yeah, he never said Kendrick's name. You noticed that. Alley Cat is a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. They about to twist your word, Missile. Because Harvey be throwing hands in the court. I quit. We love Mr. Harvey. He's a sweetheart. Let me tell you, let me tell you what happened with him in the courtroom. Let me tell you. He came in the courtroom, y'all, right? Came back from being outside with the prosecutor, right? He came back and he kept looking for his bag. He's like, "Where's my stuff?" I said, "Mr. Harvey, you walked out with your stuff." He's like, "No, it was right here." I said, "No, Mr. Harvey, you walked out with your stuff." So he goes back into, he says, "I did?" I said, "Yeah, you got it in the hallway." So he goes back in the hallway and he finds his stuff, right? So he came back in and he's like, "Oh, thank you." I said, "You're welcome." I said, but I did see you go out with your stuff." So then Miss Westmoreland was trying to get him to sit right in front of me, right? And because Suri and the rest had gotten up. So he was like, "I don't want to sit behind these effing prosecutor." He did not want to sit behind the prosecutor. He was pissed off. He said, "I'll sit over there where the defense sits." So he moved over there where the public defenders were. He was he was hilarious. He was hilarious, man. I tell you, that man do not play. He do. And then he's like, he lit up when he did see us, all the news people, because you had Channel 11 there, Channel Atlanta First was there. You had who else was there? You have Law and Crime. Maurice was there, and then he was standing out there talking to us in the hallway. And then that's when he explained that the 26th is not actually a court day. It states that they have to submit all the motions that they have. So they really don't have a concrete date. All right, so I'm going to move on to my next topic because I have my people telling me, "Hey, next topic. Okay, next topic is Luchi. Guys, you remember he is supposed to go before the probation, parole, whatever they call themselves. He's supposed to be going there between the 1st and the 30th of this month, right? So far, they have not given a date. We did reach out to his attorney to find out they have not gotten a date yet. Last week when I was looking at it, they had removed him from it. We thought maybe they weren't going to give it, but then when I looked at it yesterday, we saw that it's back up for a date, but it does not give us exactly what date. But remember, the parole part, they have to have a hearing, right? And they have to have a hearing, and if anybody objects to him getting parole, they're gonna have, if you guys watch my parole hearing from Louisiana, you'll see how it works, and they can use anything against them that has happened in the jail. So hopefully he hadn't had any kind of infraction in the jail. If he had any type of infraction inside the jail, they will push his parole out. Now, as far as Montunk, they have not made a decision yet. They have not made a decision in regards to Montunk, and I hear that he does have an attorney right now. Jeffrey brother, Unfunk, his is showing that they have not given a date for him either. They still showing that his is no decision made on whether or not he's going to be able to go to parole. Okay, because they have to make sure that everything is together inside the jail. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is Jeffrey Williams' brother, Gregory King. Gregory King, his attorney, his first attorney is no longer his attorney. Mr. Steele was his attorney on record as of the 16th of December, right? But because Mr. Steele is starting his case with Jackie Johnson on the 21st of January, there is a conflict of scheduling. So Mr. King has a new attorney, and I'll give you guys his name. The new attorney, hold on. I'll give you guys his name. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Gotta get things together. His attorney's name is, because he did an appearance. And Mr. Steele has been filing so many motions already on behalf of it. He filed a bond motion, which Mr. The attorney on record is going to be the one. And that attorney's name is, hold on. His name is Alvin Kendall. I don't know if you guys know him. Alvin Kendall. Alvin Kendall is the attorney that stepped in on December 30th as the substitution counsel for Mr. Steele. So Mr. Steele is going to start the trial with Jackie Johnson on the 21st of January. And Mr. Steele's, that case, the trial is going to last between 2 and 3 weeks. So that's going to be beyond the time that Mr. Steele could work on Gregory King's case. Gregory King has a hearing on January 30th. He has a hearing on January 30th, and that's going to be consist of his bond motion. And remember, Gregory is deaf and he can't speak. And so his rights are being violated. I don't know if you guys have seen his sister, Dora. She has posted some stuff in there. I think it was Dora or Dolly. One of them had posted some things in regarding not being able to speak to their brother. And he hadn't had any kind of visitation and stuff like that because he can't talk. And the type of visitation they have is the ones that where you have the video visit, right? And so that's very difficult for them to have that on there. Okay? It's very difficult. And there's a violation. What are his charges? Thank you for asking that question, Kiki. Well, he has several RICO charges, gang charges. Yep, several of them. And they kept talking about his brother in a couple of hearings that I attended. So that's what happened. He deaf and can't speak, but has gang. Thank you. Does that make sense? Exactly. It's crazy. They don't have relay services for hard of hearing. No, wow. Well, let me explain. Even with the hearing, one of the hearings I went to, right, the judge at the time did not know that he was deaf, and they had asked for an interpreter, a hand sign language person, right? And they had to push his hearing aside, and they had to wait for a sign language person. And they have not been treating that man right. So his rights are being violated as a detainee of Fulton County. He's deaf. Deaf. Did I say that? Did I say that? I might have. My dialect probably jack up. So please excuse me. My dialect. Remember, I'm from a different world. Okay, different world. So I may not talk the same language. So just bear with my because you guys always coming in to correct me. It's all right. It's cool. Sign language. Kiki said sign language. I spelled it wrong, but you get what I'm asking. Yeah, I knew what you was asking. Somebody else made a statement about death. I thought maybe I said it wrong. I don't know. But I knew what you were talking about, Kiki. I knew what you're talking about. You did get what I'm saying. Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys. We always have folks correcting me, but it's okay. I'm not perfect. I'm a human being. I make mistakes. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but how can a person get gang charges if they can't speak in? It sounds like they only did that because of his brother. Yeah. Anika, yes, definitely yes. Yes. Yes, I agree with you. Oh, you're talking about the post? Okay. I thought you were talking about me. I was like, maybe I said it. So, but it is kind of it is kind of weird. It is kind of weird. Let me tell you, the Georgia's justice system is so backed up, and they keep using COVID as a reason for their backup. Now, how long ago was COVID? How come other counties have caught up? But for some strange reason, you have Fulton, Clayton. How is Gwinnett? Anybody know how Gwinnett is doing? Are they backed up? But for some reason, Clayton and Fulton keep using that excuse. Keep using that excuse. All right, you guys ready to move on to the next topic? Guys ready to move on to the next topic? Because I have something to show you guys. All right, I'm going to show you the calendar for us, okay? These are tentative calendar, okay? Tentative calendar. Tentative. It's not concrete. And you guys can, write it out if you want to. But this is my little calendar. Shout out to CMT who did my calendar, okay? You have January 8th, which was supposed to be today, the hearing, right? You had the commissioner hearing as well. You have January 13th, you have Eppinger at 10 a.m. And you have Mender Nard at 2 p.m. Okay, these are different cases, but they're still part of the YSL people. But they have different charges of what they had. It has nothing to do with their YSL RICO charge. Okay, it has nothing to do with that, but that's on the calendar for them. Okay. I'm talking about Nard. That's what I'm talking about. Now, Eppinger, he has a hearing to not let certain things in, right? Not let certain things in, and also immunity, certain immunity. On the 16th of January, you have Winfrey, the young man who took the plea deal, who was arrested as soon as he got the plea deal. He was arrested for probation revocation in Florida. So his hearing is on the 16th of January. And then you have Jackie Johnson's case, which I will be going down to Brunswick to bring you guys information on that case. Then January 22nd, you have another Fulton County Commissioner meeting. January 30th is when Gregory King, which is Jeffrey Young Thug's brother, hearing is on a January 30th, and they're going to be doing a bond hearing during that time as well. Then you have February 4th, which is Winfrey's. No, the first hearing for Winfrey on the 16th, that is his plea, right? And then the next one is a revocation hearing itself. That's in Florida. All right. And then on the 3rd, which we know is not going to happen on the 3rd because Harvey already said is a conflict on his calendar. So there's no date, but it's tentative February 3rd. We don't know if that's really going to be a date, but we still have it on our calendar. And we have February 26th on our calendar, even though Harvey said that it is a date for motions and things like that to put in. But I just put it out there anyway, just in case you guys want to know what is happening on these cases. Okay. All right. You guys are clear, and we're still waiting. Once I get the information on Luchi's parole hearing, I will let you guys know. I will keep you guys abreast of what's happening in that. Anybody have any questions? Something I didn't answer, something you have burning desire for me to answer? With it being gang charges, likely have Love as prosecutor for Gregory. No, not really. Not really. What time is Ryder's meeting tonight? Miss Richard, you remember the Ryder's meeting? Ooh, I don't know if it's gonna be too much beans to spill on some stuff, and I'm thinking I need to hold back on that because the Ryder's meeting, speaking of, remember, guys, we get ready to do Woody's book. Remember, we get ready to do Woody's book. I'm doing a book club. Hold on. Okay, you guys I know you see I have the copy of the book. We get ready to start a book reading for members. And we're going to do this. This is Woody's book. It's Guns Down, Books Up. Guns Down, Books Up. That is that. Yeah, I'm going to show Fani's interview about her case. Yeah, I'm gonna show the interview. So we're supposed to do it today. It was supposed to have been at 2:00, but because I was at court and it took a little longer, this is it. Oh, you have the book? Okay, Mimi, members, we get ready to do this. Let's do it about, what time is best for you, Mimi, since you're going to be reading it together? What time is best for you? So we're going to be doing this for members on both channels, members only. We're going to do this book reading. CMT, could you send that to me? Because we're going to play it. You off today? Okay. You off today? Okay. Well, as soon as 5:00, what's best time for everybody? So we get the most out of the folks. So we're going to be doing Woody's book. And he even signed my book. He signed my book. So does he have an audio book? K-Bear? I don't know. I'll ask him. So, also, guys, some of you guys already mentioned WYTF is tonight on Kayla's channel. So you guys will get most of the answers to questions that you don't know about, which questions I don't know anything about because I don't know the inside stuff. Only thing I could tell you is stuff that I've heard in court and stuff I've read in the documents. Anything else was happening between family and all that, I don't know. I can't give you any information on that. Okay. Sylvia, where can you buy Woody's book? You can buy Woody's book on Amazon. That's where you got your book, right, Miss Jazz? Can y'all please share the link, Miss Jazz? Can you share the link, just Miss Jams? Miss Jams, She just purchased hers off of Amazon. See, me, I didn't have to purchase mine. I think I'm the only one that had a copy right now. Hold on, y'all. Miss Jam is going to put it in there for you guys. Oh, you know what I want to tell you guys? I'm going to tell you that if you guys got a chance to watch the commissioners meeting today, let me just tell you what happened. Hold on. Let me tell you. In the commissioners meeting today, Fulton County Commissioners meeting, guess what? They were approved to get the $6 million for the jail. Did y'all hear that? And then they're going to be approved to get some additional funds. I think it was $4 million, and it comes out to about $1 billion between the DA's office and the Fulton County Jail, the Sheriff Department. Oh, there it is. There it goes. Thank you, CMT. CMC, the state of emergency was approved. That's that $6 million, y'all. $6 million. You know what that means? That means that lawsuit that Shannon and that man got. That lawsuit meaning that, hey, they're going to be able to pay from that lawsuit. They're going to be able to pay. They're going to be able to pay that lawsuit. So, cha-ching. Yeah, Fani owes $21,000. Yep. So that's what's gonna happen, y'all. Y'all stay abreast. Listen to some of those hearings. Hey, Charger City. Good morning. Good afternoon. Blessing forever. God loves y'all to forever. Tell everyone you know and don't know. Jesus love y'all all forever. Teach everyone how to see and enjoy their blessings forever. Amen. Do you mind had money to do? Okay. Mind you, they had the money to do it. They misappropriated the money and the door locks still don't work. Okay, there you go. There it is. Guns down, books up. That's on Amazon. Yeah, just click there for those who are interested in getting that book. But let me go ahead on and play this for you guys. This is the hearing that the interview that Miss Fani Willis had, and we're gonna put out the Fair Act use. Hold on a second, put that on here. Disclaimer. Let me take this thing off. Hold on. Okay, the copyright disclaimer, under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for the purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to play a clipping of an interview that Miss Willis had with the AJC. Okay, all right, here we go.
I've learned is it doesn't matter what I do, people gonna have something to say. I don't think anyone should be surprised if I walk into the court to defend any case that I have here. In your 50s, you start learning they're gonna say something either way. But what you should get up and do is do the right thing every day. Then you don't have to do a bunch of explaining because you tried to do hula hoops or backflips to make something work. If you just follow the facts, follow the law, it takes you to where you naturally should end up as an officer of the court.
How do you feel about the strength of your case at this point?
I bring indictments when I am confident in the evidence we bring. And so I'm at the same place I was on the day we.
Did you hear her? She said she brings an indictment with the evidence that she's confident in. Did you hear that? Yeah. If you want to see the full recording, you can go to YouTube, AJC. But because we are doing reaction to this. That's why I'm talking in between it. Okay. So if you want to see the full without any interruption, you can go straight to AJC website on YouTube and you can hear the whole thing without any interruption. Okay.
We indicted.
Okay.
And I think you know probably more so than maybe national viewers that when I took office, I changed the philosophy of the way we charge cases in this office. And so it's very important to me that any case, whether it's a theft by shoplifting or possession of drugs or murder or some white collar crime, that we get all of the evidence together. And once we are satisfied with we have enough evidence, we bring charges. And so that is followed on every single case in this office. I thought it was an unethical practice to charge people by police just faxing over a paragraph and then based on that you bring charges.
But you brought charges from video, music video. You just ordered your book. Okay, you're welcome, Empress. Music video. Can you believe you brought charges on video? A whole bunch of music videos and social media posting. Okay, I just have to talk in between it, y'all. Whatever I'm saying, I'm just mumble jumbling, okay?
You put a lot of people in a bad position where they have the scarlet letter of an indictment. You really didn't have good evidence because you didn't do the research. I thought it was bad for the people that were charged as well as victims because you don't do a good job of making sure that you have a strong case. So there's nothing unique about any case in this office. The process is the same every time.
We're coming up on the end of the year, and I'm hoping to reflect a little bit on this case over the course of the year. Has it kind of unfolded in the way that you thought it would?
I didn't put predictions on that case just like any other. It's very important to me that you just start with an open mind.
What case do y'all think she's talking about? Y'all guess. What case do y'all think she's talking about? What case do you guys think she is talking about? Let's guess. She may not tell what case it is, but we kind of figure it's YSL, right? Okay.
It's kind of like in most cases, you get a complaint and then you investigate. So I didn't have predictions of how long. People were very frustrated with time, but people need to learn to be patient.
How long?
Justice takes time, and so the process is always the same.
But looking back on indictment day, the last time I spent, a ton of time at this courthouse, and it ended up going much faster, I think, than, people were expecting, a 2-day presentation to the grand jury. It ended up going pretty quickly. Can you reflect on what that day was like for you here?
Just another long day. It was a very long day in the office. I guess personally, I just remember being very tired. And other than that, the process was the same. I will say that you're correct in that we had planned to present witnesses over 2 days, and we were able to do it in one very long day as opposed to 2 days. But other than that, I think that was really just more of an election to keep going as opposed to let's stop and come back in the morning.
One of the most surreal moments, I think, for both of us was when President Trump came to surrender at the Fulton County Jail, and there were so many people out there. It was such a circus in the motorcade.
Yeah, I remember that day. I was out there, y'all. I was out there in that heat. Woo! It was so hot out there.
Going through the downtown connector. What was it like seeing that mugshot for you that first time?
I mean, obviously, I wasn't in Rice Street when any defendant checked themselves in. America nor reporters, you all really do not believe fundamentally, because if you did, it wouldn't be so interesting, that everyone is the same. So the process is always the same.
Not
and
true.
So why is that news that it's, and clearly it is, it's not a criticism of you because people comment on it, but it shouldn't be news that any defendant has.
Wait a minute. How is that not news? No. It's an ex-president. It's a little bit different, y'all. It's a little bit different. It's an ex-president, okay? She's talking about how is that news? It's a ex-president.
Has to go through the process. So it wasn't anything special to me. I've seen a lot of booking photos in my day. It's another bookend photo from somebody charged with a crime.
Something a little different this time. We just saw.
No, she wanted that picture because no other state did it. No other venue that had him arrested did it. She wanted that picture. She wanted to say, hey, we got his picture.
On the way over here, that Trump is selling pieces of his suit from Surrender Day to donors. I'm wondering what you make of that.
Not a thing.
Yeah.
And what has this done for your life personally? I know that you've testified a lot about the personal threats you've received, but can you reflect a little bit on that and how it's changed your life and maybe your own personal sense of security walking through the world?
We have a lot of people that are mentally ill in the world. It's clear to me that people are offended when everyone is treated equally. And so as a result, I have a lot of ignorant,
Whoa!
probably mentally ill people.
Whoa! She said they are mentally ill. I'm just talking, y'all. I'm just talking, in between. So don't mind me, okay? Don't mind me.
Lodge threats at me and my family. That's obviously no one wants to have themselves threatened or their families threatened. So I take proper precautions, none of which I'll discuss because I wouldn't want my safety or my family's safety to be jeopardized by discussing them. It is a shame, though, that we are at a time in Americans' history where if someone doesn't.
Well, CMT, you're one of the mentally ill ones that she's talking about. Even though you don't threaten her, you don't like her, okay? You're one of the mentally ill she's talking about, okay?
Like a decision that they think that it's appropriate to call them racist names, which I've definitely been called, everything from a slave whore to the N-word more times than I can count. There's usually
a slave whore? She's been called that. That's weird. A slave whore?
Ugly racial identifications like you're going to be hung or you'll be raped and hung, just things to bring terror.
That's not cool.
But I've said it before and I'll say it again. They're wasting their time.
That's not cool.
Gotten 4 plea agreements so far. How important was it to get those plea agreements, and how important is that to your case going forward?
I won't discuss any open case. I can just talk about process, and I think you've probably heard it before. And you, I know, are someone who is an actual experienced journalist and experience with the courtroom and the way criminal cases proceed. Plea agreements in the criminal practice, you often give them because someone wants to take responsibility for what they did. That's why you'll give someone a lesser sentence, because it's an important part is to just have attrition and say, I apologize, I shouldn't have been involved in this conduct. And it often helps you in making sure that you're able to prove your case, although you should do that at the time of indictment, whether you have a plea or not. But certainly plea agreements in every case make a case stronger.
Well, it's our understanding that there have been some defendants who have turned down pretty favorable plea deal offers at this point. What do you think of the progress? Were you expecting to have more plea deals in place by this point in the process?
I'm not surprised where we are in the process. It's a long road.
I saw you for months at a time every day in the APS trial in court. Worked out pretty well. We saw you for the first time in court in the revocation hearing for Harrison Floyd. And I guess I'm just wondering if we're going to see you in court more often in this case.
So just to correct the record, when we were in a pre-indictment stage in this case, I did appear in court,
right.
But
Yeah.
You're speaking post-indictment.
Mm-hmm.
I told somebody recently, and I think it's true, and you'll probably appreciate this more than other reporters. I don't think anyone should ever be surprised if DA Willis enters a courtroom. That's like not something that's to surprise you.
You don't enter the courtroom. That's why people surprised. Why are you trying to act like you be in the courtroom all the time? That's not true. You be on a Zoom call, but you're not in the courtroom. I only seen you 4 times in my 2 years of being there. 4 times, and that most of it was because of your case.
So that's not a straight answer, I guess, but I don't think anyone should be surprised if I walk into the court to defend any case that I have here.
Your name's on the indictment.
My
so
name's on every indictment. And so ultimately, my assistant district attorneys are carrying out my duties and responsibilities.
Do you think it's possible you might make an appearance at trial whenever the trial comes?
I think it's very possible.
Okay. Okay.
That hearing with Harrison Floyd, it seemed, involving threats against witnesses. It seemed almost personal for you. Do you feel a heightened level of responsibility when it comes to the safety of some of these witnesses in this case?
Oh, I feel a heightened sense of security when it comes to my witnesses in all cases. I would not say it's personal, but it is at the front of my mind in terms of business. This is not the only case by any stretch of the imagination where we very much worry about threats. That kind of goes back to our first part of our conversation. We are living in a time in America where there is a lack of respect for authority, and there's a lack of respect for the process. That hit home the largest for me earlier in maybe last year now. Someone threatened our sheriff, and that seemed crazy to me because your sheriff in any county is your most important law enforcement officer, right? You're your chief number one law enforcement officer. But to me, the reason I bring that up is it just shows what a horrible place we are at when people think it is okay to threaten law enforcement officers who risk their life to protect you. And so, yes, I take it very, very seriously when people get doxxed, which this week in a trial, not the one you're referring to right now, I've had law enforcement officers doxxed. I personally, as you know, have been doxxed, which for your listeners and viewers who don't know what that means, it means where someone will share your personal information, meaning your home address or your business or your telephone number, so that people can intentionally harass you. And that's been done in cases that this office is bringing, in cases the Attorney General is currently bringing, against different law enforcement officers here, against city council people in my city about another case. So yes, I think you can hear the passion in my voice when people threaten people that are just coming forward, being good citizens, doing their duties. It is a very important thing to me, and it's something we are not going to tolerate.
Speaking of threats or perceived threats against witnesses,
You said third person. You talking third person?
Go on Instagram Live recently and talk about Ruby Freeman, one of the witnesses in this case. There were some legal folks I spoke to who said that it was grounds for you to seek a revocation of Ms. Cootie's bond agreement. Do you plan to do that in the future, and why haven't we seen action on the DA's part yet?
Because the DA is patient.
Your office has requested an August 5th trial date for next year. We have the special counsel in the DC case going to the Supreme Court right now asking for expedited review. It's possible that case could be delayed. It's possible. It's possible the New York case could be delayed for some reason, and the classified documents. If there is an opening before August the 5th, do you think you would be ready and willing to step forward here?
Oh, we would be ready and willing. Now, I always say, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So the state would be ready and willing, but we have to go
Wait
through
a minute.
that natural
Hold
process
on.
that we've talked
Did
about.
she just say you got to stay ready in order to be ready? What happened to your people in the YSL? They were not ready. They did not have stuff. They didn't have stuff prepared. They kept trying to buy time. Miss Willis. Miss Willis. Miss Willis. Miss Willis. Miss Willis. Y'all was not, you guys were never ready. Oh,
About of hearing all of the defense motions, hearing all of the state's motions, having final plea. But the date that we asked for was respectful of our sister jurisdictions. And so we considered that those dates were already set. And so I wasn't going to go in and ask for the same date that was set in another jurisdiction. But I am aware that there are things going on elsewhere in the world that could delay this. But certainly, as you said, there might be openings, and it would just depend on where we were in the process, meaning had we gone through all of those other necessary steps. We have a new judge in this case, and I think he's been criticized for being a new judge. But what I watch him do, not in this case, just in all cases, is he seems to be managing his calendar very, very efficiently, having dates, holding people accountable, he's jumping in and trying cases. And so I think that's lucky. Not every judge is that efficient. And so I think it's lucky for all the parties involved that you have a judge that moves their calendar along efficiently. And I'm sure if he sees an opening and he's made sure that everyone's rights are protected and we've done all the motions, that it's something he may set down. But obviously, court date set is always that something the judge does.
Yeah, it was interesting. He asked Nathan Wade how many days it would take to get ready, and I was wondering if he was thinking about that.
Okay, Bunny, thank you.
The DC case going up to the U.S. Supreme Court right now is about presidential immunity, and Mr. Sadow, Mr. Trump's lawyer, said he's going to file that in January here. What do you have to say about a claim of presidential immunity?
I think we've looked at those issues. I think we're in a good place. Mr. Sadow is a good attorney. He'll do everything he needs to do to protect the rights of his client, and I guess we'll see him in the Supreme Court.
How do you look at those developments right now in DC, as the Supreme Court has suggested it will look at the issue of presidential immunity? Do you have to feel like in Fulton County you have to wait for that challenge to play out in Washington before you can move forward?
I think that a federal case and a state case, there are different rules and laws that apply. So we haven't been waiting on anyone to do anything. The only wait you can say we've done is we've been respectful of trial dates that are set. And I think that's just responsible to be respectful of trial dates that are set in other jurisdictions.
I've seen some pundits suggest in the last 24 hours, especially if the Supreme Court sides with Trump on presidential immunity in the federal case, that could really hurt what you're trying to do in Fulton County. Have you looked at that at all or thought about it? Do you agree?
Of course, we've thought about it and we've looked at it, and we're going to let it play out in the federal matter.
Judge McAfee has talked about I know y'all want to try everybody together. He's talked about splitting up the case into what he said buckets. Have y'all been thinking about that possibility and preparing, or are you going to keep pushing to try everyone at once?
I think it's too early to say that. We're not even the final plea date. You don't know how many defendants are left. I personally tried 12 defendants in this courthouse. It can be done. There's no reason to sever this case. And so we're going to keep pushing that button, as you say.
He said during that hearing, he didn't think a final plea date was necessary. But y'all can still hold a final plea date. It doesn't have to be. I think he said people don't have to show up, right, in court. That was his.
Well, we are so far away from a final plea date at this day, so I don't know if he'll require defendants to come into court or not come into court. But often at final plea dates, if defendants know I'm not going to take any plea offer, I'm not going to entertain a plea, judges don't make them come to the courthouse. So that's not unusual if that's what you're asking me.
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah, what's the point if you know you've talked to the state's made an offer, you and your lawyer have talked it over, you've decided you're not going to take it. There are times where judges will say, well, then you don't need to come here if you're not going to enter into a final plea. But it's an opportunity for those who want to use it.
Yeah. When the rubber hits the road, really. Huh?
It's when the rubber hits the road. And especially because we have judges around here, final plea means final plea.
And that's it.
Something else going on in Washington this week. One of the defendants, Rudy Giuliani, is up in federal court. Or DC court, I can't remember, in the defamation case brought by Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss. I'm wondering how closely you're looking at that case right now, that trial, and if you could potentially be using statements that Mr. Giuliani, who I understand is going to be on the stand, could that come into play in Fulton County?
Oh, I don't think that's appropriate for me to comment on. It'll be interesting to hear his testimony.
You mentioned recently how this trial could stretch into early 2025, and you've talked about how politics are not playing a role in your decision making. But what would happen if Donald Trump wins the White House in late 2024? Have you studied how this case could continue once Trump is inaugurated?
I believe if a defendant is on trial, so I've said many times, and I'm not going to talk about this defendant, but this is what I want your viewers to appreciate. In the United States of America, in Georgia, there are 50 district attorney's offices. That's in one state. There are 50 district attorney's offices with many assistant district attorneys in each of those offices. And there are district attorneys, or some states call them state's attorneys, but prosecutors in every state in the nation, as well as the federal.
It's probably right before election.
All the federal prosecutors' offices and all the state prosecution offices, people are under investigation right now as we sit here. They are under investigation for theft by shoplifting. They are under investigation for murder. They are under investigation for burglary and every kind of crime in between you can think of. It is nonsensical that you're under investigation and you run for office, city council person. And because you decide to run to be the city council person of your city, that investigation would stop or criminal charges would be impacted in any way. I hold that position, and I don't care what position it is within the United States government.
But have you anticipated what could happen when all of a sudden we're talking about presidential power here, and I know there isn't a ton of case law on it, but this is something that potentially would be fought at the Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court level.
So we'll let the Supreme Court justices make that decision, but the federal law and the state law is different. I understand that in federal cases that, a president can pardon themselves, or at least the president can offer a pardon to any person that they so choose. That's not true in the state of Georgia.
At that last hearing, a lot of talk was about allegations of election interference with the trial date.
Andrea, we talked about this, the Yak situation earlier. You probably have to do a rewind. Okay.
Set at the time it was, and we know that we heard what Nathan Wade had to say about that. It'd be nice to hear what you would have to say.
I think those claims are so silly that we should just move on to subject matters that are important. Nobody is here. On January the 1st, 2021, I became the district attorney. I was not thinking about election interference at all. I was excited to become the district attorney of Fulton County. I knew that I had a bunch of files that had to clean up, that there was a backlog that I was walking into, and I was excited about that possibility. And on the first day of work, some information came to me that made out that possibly a crime could have been committed in my jurisdiction.
The phone call.
And so, correct. So what I did is what I have a legal obligation to do, and we've been proceeding forward ever since, in the manner in which is appropriate. And so I don't pay that any attention. What I have learned is it doesn't matter what I do, people are going to have something to say. That's what you get in your 50s. In your 50s, you start learning they're going to say something either way. But what you should get up and do is do the right thing every day, follow the law, follow the facts. Then you don't have to do a bunch of explaining because you tried to do hula hoops or backflips to make something work. If you just follow the facts, follow the law, it takes you to where you naturally should end up as an officer of the court.
How helpful was the special purpose grand jury for you? And what was that experience like?
Every jury that serves here and every grand jury that serves here, wow, they just really deserve the thanks of people. You hear everybody say that they want to be tough on crime, or they want to, they want somebody else to do it. And we have some really great citizens in Fulton County that come and serve weeks on regular pettit juries, which are the juries that decide trials. And my grand jury sit for 2 months. They sit 2 days a week. Today is one of the days they sit. They're still here. They've been here since 8:30 in the morning. I mean, you just want to give those people a plaque or an award or something. Special purpose grand jury set for months. So, I mean, they just deserve an award for their service to the community. And it was very helpful.
Do you think you could have gotten the information that came forth through them otherwise?
No, people were telling us to kick rocks. And so it became necessary to use a special purpose grand jury to have subpoena power. And so that's what the route I need to take. That was the route I took.
Mm-hmm.
How much of a help was the work of the January 6th committee, especially at the end when they were releasing all of those raw transcripts?
Well, we certainly read them.
That's something I know is under scrutiny by the House Judiciary Committee. I know they're also asking a lot of questions about contact you may or may not have had with Jack Smith's office at DOJ. Have they been helpful to you at all?
The committee that's doing that is foolish.
Can you talk more about that? Do you feel like you're going to have to go up there and come testify?
If I do, it'll be before all of the American people and not in some closed door that people can misinterpret and lie about what was said.
Mm-hmm. And you have taken the step, at least with the 4 defendants who have cut plea deals, to request that they sign an apology letter, write out an apology letter to Georgia voters. Can you talk about why you did that? I believe you did that with the APS case as well. Why did you think that was important?
We talked about the importance of a plea, and I assume you've been in a relationship before. In a relationship, mistakes happen. For you to get past those mistakes, they got to say they're sorry. And I think that is true. Seems like a very, that's kind of a silly example, but it's not. If you do something wrong that impacts the community, just like in APS, you did something that hurt so many children, then there needs to be real contrition. And so the contrition doesn't have to be some poetic melody. It doesn't have to be pages and pages. Sometimes you just need, I'm sorry. And if you get, I'm sorry, then we can move on and move past. If it's a sincere apology, it doesn't need to be very long. In fact, all I would rather is a sentence. But I think it's important. I think people have to take accountability for what they did, and that if they did something wrong, which when you violate the law, you do something wrong, you have to take responsibility for it. And so it's important to me, and my philosophy is that, if someone commits a crime, they have to be held accountable. And part of being held accountable is apologizing for your conduct.
Mm-hmm.
One defendant in particular has said some pretty nasty things about you in speeches and at campaign events. Mr. Trump, of course. I'm not suggesting you should say anything bad about him, but if you were to say anything to him, what would you have to say?
I would never say anything.
Okay, that was it, y'all. That was, what happened? Why it stopped? It stopped, y'all.
Value their opinions, and so they don't weigh on me.
At that hearing before Judge McAfee, Nathan Wade said he thought the trial would last about 4 months. I don't think he was talking about jury selection. How do you see jury selection in a case like this with people who are so polarizing? I mean, how long do you think it could take to find a jury?
So in APS, we started August the 1st. I remember that very, very well. And by October, we had a jury. So I think you can get a jury inside of 3 months.
Something that's coming up later this week at the 11th Circuit, one of the defendants, Mark Meadows, is pushing again to have proceedings removed to federal court. Can you reflect a little bit on how the proceedings have played out so far? You're 5-0, I believe, at least in these lower level courts. So what do you make of that, and especially of Donald Trump's decision not to try and remove proceedings to federal court?
That's the strategy of each lawyer individually, so I would never comment on what they decided was the best route for them and their particular clients. I think we're going to keep fighting the good fight. My position is what we've said in legal documents. If you do a crime within Fulton County, it should be Fulton County jurors that make the decision on whether the state correctly or incorrectly brought charges.
Mm-hmm. Your name always comes up in discussions about candidates for higher office in 2026 or beyond that. Do you see yourself wanting to run for any higher level positions? I know you're running for re-election next year, but have you thought about your future beyond Fulton County potentially?
No, when I became the district attorney in Fulton County, I wanted to do 3 terms, 12 years. My philosophy on my 3 terms and my 12 years is that I thought that it would take to really turn the office around to exactly where it needed to be about 6 years. And I think we are well on our way. In fact, I think we're ahead of pace of where I thought we would be. A lot of long 15-hour days, but I do think we are ahead of pace. And then I thought the next 6 years would be about my legacy as the district attorney and the dreams that I had for this county.
Lord have mercy.
One of
You
those
guys
is
are
it's very, very
ruthless.
important to me that we get a family center here where victims of domestic violence and their children and everyone that is impacted by domestic violence can really get all the services that they need. So that is a dream of mine that I'm determined to make sure that we bring to Fulton County. Another dream is that we have a huge diversion program. People told me I wouldn't get past 50 people. I want them to all know I'm at 566 participants and 181 that had graduated. Another dream is I want to stop seeing all these kids. I don't want to see them in court. I don't want to see them here. I want to see them in the classroom. And so we have a very robust, what we call the REACH program. I went into 6 schools last year and we touched 150 kids. I'm in 15 schools this year. We have 400 children. And my motto is I'd rather see you in a classroom than a courtroom. And so we're teaching them about all the life opportunities they have, the dangers of gang violence. And so although we are already starting to put that Fani Willis stamp on what it can look like when you really have a DA that's giving back to the community, thought the last year's would be that final stamp. So when people ask me about, you should run for higher office, I have not thought about it. I will tell you the only time that it comes to mind, sometimes what I realize is every social issue hits a district attorney's office, everything. We just talked about children, right? They hit it. The homeless and the things that happen with them, all of these issues hit it. And so sometimes I wish I had
you guys are funny.
the power to make decisions in other areas. And if there was something that I could do that would impact my state in a great way, maybe I would consider it. But I'm still doing my work here, and I've got work left to do here.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Attorney General, Governor.
God always has a plan that's bigger and greater than yours, but my plan was that 12-year plan.
Okay. Well, we've already mentioned the House Judiciary Committee, but there's been other Republicans, in Georgia who've been critical about the work you've been doing. We saw in the Georgia Senate, they're talking about conditions at the Fulton County Jail and using that to criticize you and your priorities as DA. I know you've been very vocal about this new commission that was signed into law, the oversight of the district attorneys. Can you reflect back on that, and what do you make of how some of that, some of the criticism that's been leveled your way?
That most of the time they don't know what they're talking about. Those state senators should worry about the state prisons, because the state prisons are out of control and they actually do have authority over that. I, as a district attorney, am not over the jail, but if we want to have a real conversation about the jail, that jail was under federal authority more than 20 years ago. That jail has had huge problems. We have some commissioners that have been sitting around here, sitting on their hands, not building a new jail that is desperately needed. They've put my sheriff in a terrible position when you have walls crumbling and people are making shanks out of the very material that builds the jail. But the reality is this: they have a hard time criticizing somebody that comes to work every single day. When I got here, there were 18,000 in excess of 18,000 unindicted cases going back 7 years. They cannot say that today. The jail count when we first got here was over 3,700. It's at 2,800 right now. That is because every day we are coming in here, we are doing the work. We are making sure that we are making more and more progress. Is more progress needed? Yes, but I'm not responsible for the jail. It's an extremely weak attempt at a slap at this office. And it's just politics. They worried their hero is treated the same as everybody else, and now they want to come up with foolishness.
You said 18,000 cases when you first entered. What number are you
unindicted?
At now? Sorry.
Yes.
And how many are you at now?
We are right at 10 unindicted, but so that we're clear, all 18,000 cases are gone. That's done, because it's not a stagnant number. In the year 2021 alone, we had another 10,000 cases. So when we say that, I have worked through that entire backlog as well as what has come forward. So those cases are gone. They're at zero.
You miss being in the courtroom as much as you were? Or I know you got a lot going on.
I'm a trial lawyer at my soul, so that is my favorite job of all time, to try murder cases where I shine. So, I would be lying to say I don't miss the courtroom. But I have found an advocacy in being the DA. One thing that is good is I'm not someone who just got elected to this position and didn't do the work. As you know, I've been practicing 27 years. I've been a defense attorney. I've been a criminal lawyer. But my passion was really that 18 years I spent as a felony level prosecutor. And that experience, it really arms me with what I need to know what my people need. So it arms me when my people come in and say they need X, and I'm like, you don't need X. You can do this job quite effectively without X. But I also know that the things that they do need to be effective and to make sure that we're giving the citizens what they need, which is justice. When something horrible happens to you, you need justice. And I don't just mean the victims. It's a horrible thing to be charged with a crime that you did not commit. And so it's important to have an office that uses my strategy, which is when the police make an arrest, arrest, we don't just indict you. We make sure that we look at the case and make sure that the charges that are brought against you are appropriate, and that everyone has a chance. And that sometimes we'll find that, yes, the charges were appropriate, but maybe a better route for you is diversion. Maybe you can learn anger management. Maybe you can learn how theft really impacts the whole community. Maybe we can get you job training and restore you and make sure that you can be a productive member of society. So it's an important seat to sit in, and there's so much good work that we are doing and that we'll continue to do.
All right, y'all. That was it. What do y'all think? What do you think? That was it. That was it on that one. What do you think, guys? What do you think? I think I gave you everything that I got right now. I think I gave you everything I got. We get ready to do the book next. And that's going to be on our next live. So you guys have any questions of me? Any questions? You guys are too much ruthless. I'm muted? Y'all can't hear me? Aaron said I'm muted. Am I muted, guys? Oh, you can hear me? Okay. I don't know why Aaron said I'm muted. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Ellie Cat. Okay. All right, guys. I'm about to go. I am about to go. You hear me? Okay. I'm about to go because I'm going to go ahead and get me some food. And then I'm going to come back and do members only for the book. Members only. Mimi and I are going to do a tag team of reading and going over the book. Those who want to be part of the book club, come on in, come on in. Come on in and let's get together. All right. You said no. Thank you, Sylvia. Have a good afternoon. You too, Cindy. You too, guys. It's been great. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Subscribe and share. I will be at the next couple of hearings. I want to give a shout out to hold on a second. I want to give a shout out to Mika. Mika is the young lady who allowed me to be able to park in her parking lot at her company for the past almost 2 years. And today was the last day that I was allowed to park there. So I want to give a shout out to Mika, because without her, we were able to save money. It would have been $20 per day for 2 years. Can you imagine how much that would have been? So shout out to Mika for the blessing that she gave us. And today was the last day. Her building management was like, Miss Sylvia, all good things come to an end. And this is the end. So shout out to Mika for standing in the gap for us in being able to have premier parking with JoJo and AJ. Shout out to them. It's been a blessing. And I thank God for her. All right. All right. So, guys, thank God for her. Thank God. I pray that many, many, many blessings be bestowed upon her and her family, and also for the manager of that building for allowing us to be able to be in that in the facility for that long. So I am so grateful. No more breakfast for JoJo. No. It was great. It's been a while. It's been a while, and it's a blessing. We were able to have that premier parking. So thank God for that. But all good things must come to an end. So, all right. In the meantime, y'all, we get ready to get off so I can give me some food, and then we could do our book reading. Okay. Love you guys, and thank you for being here. If I hear anything, I will come back and give you guys whatever I hear. All right. Love y'all. Bye. May the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent one from another. Amen. Bye. Oh, don't forget, all birthdays in January, please email me, because I'm getting ready to do your song. I'm getting ready to do birthday person song where you're going to have your name inside the song. I'm going to be playing that throughout this whole month. So if your birthday is in January, send me a text, send me an email, whoever's birthday is in January, so you guys will get a chance to hear your name in the song for your birthday. Okay, please send me your birthday, and then when we get to the February, we'll do the February, folks. But right now, let's do January birthday. Anybody whose birthday in January, send it to me, and I will be playing your song throughout, even like when I'm on a break. And if I have a picture of you, I'll put your picture up along with it. I want you guys to feel special, okay? I want you guys to feel special, and I want to do that. I'm going to take a screenshot of your picture, whoever you are, and I'll do a birthday slide, and and I'll be playing that throughout the month, okay? All right? So send it to me, and because I'll start it off tomorrow. I'll start doing a video tomorrow with your picture and your name of the song, okay? Later, guys. Love y'all. Okay, we'll see who is ignorant. She's Uncle Sam is gone. Tap that black dress. What color? Not already paid. What? Whoever you are, you got issues. You're ignorant. Her Uncle Sam is gone. Tap that black dress or whatever color, if not already. I paid taxes. Yeah, she will too. Woo! You know what? I think I'm agree with the Oh, they talk about fire. I'm like, what? I'm like, wait a minute. What is this? I get it now. They just popped out. I didn't know what the heck that was all about. Okay, rev it up. Okay, thank you for that. But you threw me off. I was like, what? I had to read it twice. I'm like, what? Kobe, you got Kobe smile laughing over here, y'all. Kobe's even confused about that one. Kobe, that was funny, wasn't it? Wasn't that funny? What, Kobe? Kobe, stop. What? That wasn't for you. That was for somebody else's conversation. That wasn't for you. They were talking about somebody else. They weren't talking about you. No, they were talking about somebody else. Y'all got Kobe going wild over here. He heard songs, so Kobe was eavesdropping. Kobe, what's up? What? All right, y'all, we gotta go. Kobe said, "You want to sing, Kobe?" Ooh, 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 Okay, that's the singing Kobe wanted to say. He wanted to sing. Oh, you want to sing something? Yes. Thank you so much for the song. They thank you for the song, Kobe. We gotta go now. Got Kobe get. You still want to sing again? Okay. Well, last time. Who let the dogs out? Woof, 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 woof. Who let the dogs out? Woof, 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 woof. Woof, 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 woof. Yeah, okay, y'all gotta go. He heard me say the word about singing a song for your birthday. This dog, man, this dog is too freaking smart, y'all. This dog is too freaking smart. He is too freaking smart. He heard me talk about singing a song for your birthday. He is so freaking smart. Okay, we gotta go now. Bye, Cole. See y'all later. He's too smart. He heard me say, oh. We don't. Okay, one more last time. One last time. We're not gonna sing no more. One last time. Ready? You ready? Let's go. That's it. We gotta go, y'all. What's a softball question? Disgusting. What softball question? Softball question? What? Oh, you talking about the interview that just did? All right, we gotta go because he gonna start back singing again. I don't want to sing no more. All right, good night, everybody. Gotta go.
Thank you for watching the infamous Sylvia channel, where laughter and fun make up our panel. Together we build this digital spree. We appreciate you and our growing family. With mods by our side and chat flowing free in this online space. It's just you and me, we laugh until tears roll down like the rain. In this virtual world, you ease all my pains. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We cherish the moments, the highs and lows, from the latest gossip to stories untold. You're more than a viewer, you're part of the crew in this space of ours. It's all because of you. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign, enjoys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mars in check, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mars in check, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign, enjoys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment